Euthanasia, also known as physician-assisted suicide, is one of the most controversial topics in today's world. Should it be a legal practice? Does it benefit the patient? Do we have a right to die? These are all questions considered when debating this topic worldwide. In my opinion, euthanasia, or physician-assisted suicide, should not be a legal matter, as the negative aspects outweigh the benefits. It is important to take into account that euthanasia is a serious topic, and that it determines the stance between life and death. Resources such as Valuemetrics A, the science of personal and professional ethics, articles from database article Academic Search Complete, such as the balance between providing support, prolonging suffering, promoting death, ethical issues surrounding psychological treatment of terminally ill clients, euthanasia, ethics, and public policy, an argument against legislation from the Journal of Legal Medicine, the extent to which to wish to donate one's organs after death, contribute to life extension arguments that are in favor of active euthanasia in terminally ill clients, and lastly, database issues and controversies article Right to Die, Do Severely Ill Patients Have a Right to Die with the Assistance of a Physician, have allowed me to educate myself and to persuade you on my stance on this debate. Throughout my speech, I will persuade you on how euthanasia undermines the value of life, how internal and external influences disrupt the decision-making process, and how it goes against the ethics of our nation. First, I will describe how it undermines the value of life. In database issues and controversies, article Right to Die, Do Severely Ill Patients Have a Right to Die, it is described that Canada's Medical Assistance in Dying, MAID program, instills a mindset that values some lives over others. When deciding between life and death for a patient, they take into consideration the quality of life, deeming that the lower quality of life, the lower value that person's life has. In the same article, it is described how quality of life should not be the determining factor when deciding to continue to provide care or euthanasia. In article, the balance between providing support, prolonging suffering, and promoting death, ethical issues surrounding psychological treatment of a terminally ill client from database Academic Search Complete, it is described that clients deciding between euthanasia or prolonging care are provided with psychotherapy. In the American Psychological Association, APA, it is described an ethics code that psychologists must use when dealing with these type of clients. They must strive to benefit the client, prevent harm, and protect their dignity and worth. This code is what should always be applied when discussing euthanasia. Second, I will discuss how external and internal influences disrupt the decision-making process. In database issues and controversies, article Right to Die, Do Severely Ill Patients Have a Right to Die with assistance from a physician, it is described how minorities fear that if made widely available, they will be coerced into assisted suicide. The poor, the elderly, and the disabled fear that with access to euthanasia, they will be seen as throwaway patients and that they will be discriminated against and coerced into assisted suicide. In database Academic Search Complete, article The Extent to which to wish to donate one's organs after death contributes to life extension arguments that are in favor of active euthanasia in the terminally ill, describes how organ transplantation affects the decision-making process. With euthanasia widely available, organ transplantation will be one of the influences when determining to prolong care or take euthanasia. In the book Valuemetrics A, the science of personal and professional ethics, it is described a situation where a patient's family is offered passive euthanasia and how one of the benefits is that the organs can be transplanted to save another's life in a nearby hospital. Although they do highlight the benefits of the situation, they undermine the value of the original person's death and try to coerce them into providing care and saving the other person's life. Lastly, I will discuss how it goes against the ethics of our nation. In the database Issues and Controversies article, Right to Die, Do Severely Ill Patients Have a Right to Die, it's discussed how the government seeks to preserve the sanctity of life. In the same article, it is described how we do not have a constitutional right to die. So the government must seek to protect life and provide suicide prevention programs. In Academic Search's Complete Database, there is an article named Euthanasia, Ethics and Public Policy, an Argument Against Legislation from the Journal of Legal Medicine, and it is described how physicians must first provide sufficient care to relieve the patient from any physical pain. This ties into the fact that the government seeks to preserve life, and that we must do whatever means possible to improve the quality of that life, and that euthanasia should be seen as a last resort. If we improve the quality of relief for physical pain, there will not be a need for euthanasia. To conclude, euthanasia or physician-assisted suicide should not be legal, as it undermines the value of life. External and internal influences of disrupt the decision-making process and it goes against the nation's values. I have hoped to provide you sufficient information for you to take your stance on this debate. Although the debate on whether euthanasia should be legal will still go on, and it's crucial you take into account the information I have provided for you today. I am glad to have shared my findings with you and wonder what stance you will take on this debate. Thank you.